Going ahead with paper presentation sponsored by Saffola Oats and NECC. Our next presenter is C.Krithi Apoorva from Alluri Sitaram Raju Academy of Medical Sciences, Eluru. Once come here.
Respected judges and my very dear friends, I am C.Krithi Apoorva of Ashram Medical College. I really feel privileged to be at Osmicon to share my findings on a study on the influence of some lifestyle factors on mental health among the general population of Eluru, Andhra Pradesh. The body achieves what the mind believes. At the outset, mental health is the psychological state of someone who is functioning at a satisfactory level of emotional and behavioral adjustment. Mental health these days is the aspect of utmost importance. Mental health is a right, not a privilege. About 50% of people are not mentally healthy, but unfortunately, this is not considered a health issue. The major reasons for mental disturbances are bodily ill health, social stigma, economic disempowerment, insecurity, and isolation. When neglected, mild mental disturbances may lead to major life-interfering depressions. The reasons are invariably linked to lifestyle factors which can be broadly divided into biological, social, and psychological. They include family, education, food habits, work or profession, addictions, religious faith, pastime, regular exercise, priorities, societal interaction, secrets and guilts, emotions, chronic diseases, and disorders. The objectives of my study are to know the prevalence of disturbed mental health in the study population and to study the demographic variables, that is, lifestyle factors associated with poor mental health. At this point, I would like to make it clear that my study is about simple mental disturbances but not major chronic illnesses and depressions. This is a community-based cross-sectional study done in the urban and slum areas in the town of Eluru between May 2014 to August 2014. 170 families were selected by systematic random sampling method. The importance of the study was explained to the individuals and families, and informed consent was taken. The study tools include a pre-designed questionnaire and an adult depression scale in which more than 3 negative responses were considered as disturbed mental health condition. The data was entered and analyzed using MS Excel 2007, and statistical tests like simple proportions and chi-square test were applied. Here are the results of my study. The age group of the respondents was between 20 to 60 years. As per the adult depression scale, the prevalence of mentally disturbed individuals in our study was 30.6%. Coming to each lifestyle factor in detail, the sex-wise distribution of the study population, 79 were males and 91 were females in the study population, out of which 30.4% and 30.8% respectively were mentally disturbed. As the p-value is greater than 0.05, there is no significant association between sex and disturbed mental health. Relation to the economic standards, about 54.455% of the people were mentally disturbed among the below poverty line group. And to our surprise, all of them were illiterates. So here we can say that even education has a role to play in mental health. Coming to the type of family, there is a significant association between the type of family and mental health, and most of them belong to the nuclear families. Coming to the diet and mental health, 39.3% of the spicy food lovers had disturbed mental health. Addictions, 28.8% of the mentally disturbed had various addictions like drinking, smoking, drug addiction, etc. Only 34.6% of the people had some kind of physical activity, while a higher proportion is seen in the mentally healthy individuals. Chronic disorders like diabetes and hypertension were also seen in 28.8% of the mentally disturbed. Societal interaction was seen only in half of the mentally disturbed, while it is at a higher proportion in the mentally healthy people. Also, family problems like second marriages, elopements, physically handicapped children, etc. was higher among the mentally disturbed. Professional problems like bias, work burden, etc. was also faced by many of the mentally disturbed people. Many phobias and emotional imbalances were seen in half of the mentally disturbed, which included malice, jealousies, short temper, anger, guilt, keeping secrets to themselves, etc. So here is my study at a glance. The prevalence of disturbed mental health condition was 30.6%, and good mental health is the basic need of the individual and the society. There was a statistically significant association between the below poverty line individuals, nuclear family, and spicy diet intake with mental health. Those with addictions and less physical activity were also affected by significant mental disturbances. Mentally disturbed people find themselves failures in family and workplace. These are more in the middle and low income classes. So the need of the hour is a holistic approach to mental health to make every individual worth his or her life. So the conclusions of my study: based on the above study results, the number of mentally disturbed people is alarming. There is an immediate need to change certain lifestyle habits and create a positive outlook on life to combat this poor mental health condition in the society. It is rightly said, mental health begins with me. Every individual must contribute to the preservation of mental health of the community. Become an economic asset, treat people with fairness, make people feel included, and live in harmony with nature. Also, screening programs must be strengthened, information, education, and communication activities are to be conducted, implementation of the National Health Program and positive modification of lifestyle enhances good mental health. Here are some of my references, and let us all break the stigma, be positive, think positive, and positive things will happen. Thank you, Osmicon, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, one and all. Krithi Apoorva, ma'am.
So I would like to ask you that what we can do from your point of view, what you are going to do to maintain this mental strength, give the mental strength. What from your point of idea, what are the things we should...
The first step I did was I interacted with the people. They had a way to vent out all their feelings. They had a way to tell all their struggles, and that would also reduce their mental illnesses. And also I have informed my community medicine department about the prevalence rates in the area, about the depression or mental illnesses or disturbances faced by the people.
You said every person has to take part in it, isn't it, to improve the mental strength of every individual in the society?
Yes.
So what advice you give to the people?
They have to treat every person with fairness. They have to include people into their circle, and they should encourage people to live in harmony with nature.
Okay.
Do you think that nuclear families are making more, it is one of the cause of mental disabilities?
Maybe there will be more of loneliness or less people to share your feelings in a nuclear family when compared to joint families. Of course, there are problems even with joint families, but in our study, we found out that nuclear families were more mentally disturbed.
Very well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nice presentation. And let me get two questions for you only. One thing is related with, you are done urban and rural areas.
Urban and slums. In the urban areas
in
only.
Urban areas only, in slums also.
Slums I have done.
Okay. How you have collected information on spicy foods? With what question you got that information?
We have asked them if they used higher amounts of...
what is that relative measurement related with that? What measurement have used to call it as a spicy food?
Frequently, if they...
Food frequency table, what we will call that as food frequency. Have you used that or not?
No, ma'am.
What is that question you have asked to get that information? Because it is statistically significant association is there with spicy food and mental ill health.
I have just asked them if they would like more of spicy foods or bland type of...
No. Here, whether they are liking or they are taking.
What I asked was, were they taking?
What they are taking.
Taking.
Good. Very well done, Apoorva. Good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, can you elaborate that? You had a slide on social interaction. Can you elaborate it?
Only when you are mentally healthy, when you are happy, can you be friendly with your neighbors, you can freely interact and participate in any kind of community programs. Otherwise, if a person is mentally disturbed, he may like to be isolated, he may feel lonely, even in the midst of many people. So, societal interaction, I think, has an important role to play with mental health. How their relations with the neighbors, if they had any community programs, if they participated actively in any of them. I have asked, and by that I have assisted. But here, mental health, on the basis of mental health, we have assessed different lifestyle factors.
Yes. See, a person new to a community, the community doesn't take him into, he will have a low mental health.
Anything with mental health has vice versa. It is vice versa.
Yes. How did you?
Every lifestyle factor will complement each other. Both the lifestyle factor as well as mental health. Only when you have mental health can you have good habits and reciprocal of it.
Yes.
Only by answering the questionnaire you can get an idea. An adult depression scale was used and the mentally disturbed people were segregated, and among them the answers were taken, and I have done my study.
Okay. Have you followed any scales for rating the mental health? Like there are scales for rating depression. There are scales.
Yes, I have used 10 questions for the adult depression scale. I think I can even give you a copy of it.
No, like there's a certified thing for using questionnaires, right?
Yes.
So there is that questionnaire you already used or you have prepared it?
No, I have prepared it.
How did you prepare the questionnaire?
They were all direct questions which could assess the mental health. If you were restless at sleep or you had some kind of depressions in the past 6 months, if they had any problems, I just asked them to answer in yes or no, and if more than 3 were negative, I took it as disturbed mental health.
Because I have done a paper on depression, there are WHO recognized scales.
Of course there are
so is this one
scales.
WHO recognized? Is this scale which you have used, the questionnaire, is it WHO recognized?
No. It is a standardized scale, but I have not segregated into mild, moderate and severe. Above 3, I have taken it as disturbed health, and below 3, I have taken it as normal.
How did you, without standardization, how can you declare a person that way, scales?
Mild, moderate and severe I have kept into one category as disturbed mental health, and I have not graded it again. It was only between the mentally healthy and the mentally disturbed.
So that healthy and disturbed thing, you put it
The
on yourself.
disturbed consisted of mild, moderate and severe, any scale. Thank you.